G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. If it happens to be your first time here, my name's Sam. I'm so thrilled to have you here at the channel. If you would be so kind as to just press that little subscribe button and maybe turn the notifications on. At the moment we post 2 new videos a week. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3. More's better than less, right? Let me know in the comments below if you would prefer 3 videos as opposed to 2. I see a lot of the same people commenting each week, and I'm really stoked that people keep coming back and keep practicing. So I'd love to hear from you what you would like to see. And yeah, let's start a conversation down in the comment section below. We're working on binding today, so really going to get deep into the shoulders and of course the legs as well. I find that throughout the yoga practice we spend a lot of time in shoulder flexion, reaching the arms overhead, and lots of pushing away from the floor, plank poses and chaturangas and things like that. But when we come to binding, it's an internal rotation of the shoulder and it's an extension through the shoulder. So it's a little more or a little less common than what we normally do in a yoga practice. So it can be more challenging, so we're going to make our way through. If we get into the binds, fantastic. If we get close to them, awesome. I'll give you lots and lots of options and variations along the way. You won't need any props, just you and your yoga mat. You know the drill. When you're ready, we'll get started standing. So what happens when we bind is we find a lot of internal rotation and extension at the shoulder joint, along with flexion of the elbows. So if we were to try that together, just come to the top of the mat, stand up nice and tall, feet hip width distance apart, and reach your arms out to either side of the room. So in a neutral position, the thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling. If we were to internally rotate, we would start to turn the thumbs down towards the floor, the pinky fingers up towards the sky. Think about if you were holding a jug of milk and you were pouring the milk out. So that's what we're trying to find here, internal rotation. And then you move your palms back behind you to find an extension of the shoulder joint, a retraction of the shoulder blades. And then we bend the elbows like the fists we're trying to touch behind the back. So if I just flip around and face the back of the room for a moment, you can see that from the back body. So arms out to either side. I pour the jugs of milk, thumbs start to turn down, palms move back behind, I extend through the shoulder joint and squeeze through the shoulder blades, and then bend the elbows like the fists we're trying to touch behind the back. So that's the action we're going to find throughout the practice to work towards these binds. Just know the shoulders may not be there yet, and that's completely fine. We can still take them through the range of motion, and we can still get a yoga practice out and maybe try something we haven't tried before. So when you arrive, standing towards the top of the mat, 2 big toes to touch. When we reach our arms up towards the sky today, it's going to be a little more strategic. So the way we're going to do it is from standing. As we inhale, take the arms out to side, pinky fingers will rise first. And then once the arms reach parallel, we'll spin the palms up towards the ceiling, reach the arms up to let them touch overhead. Then to reverse the process, as we take the arms out, thumbs will point to the sky. Once they reach parallel, we'll pour out the milk, thumbs will turn down, and then we'll rest the arms down by the side. So it's a little more strategic, and it's just to get that range of motion through the shoulders. So if you're adequately confused, don't worry, it'll start to make sense as we move through. And it's a video, you can always pause and rewind and just turn it off if you start to get frustrated. But not before you press like and subscribe. So coming towards the top of the mat, finding Tadasana, we'll take a full breath. Gently let it out. And as we inhale, pinkies reach out first. Once arms reach parallel, palms spin up, look up. Then exhale, reverse. Thumbs point up till halfway, then thumbs spin down, we fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine. And then right leg will stay. Step the left leg back long, find a lunge, and press your left palm flat. Wrap your left bicep towards the front of the room, and as you push down through the left hand, reach your right arm up towards the sky to find a twist. Gazing up towards the right thumb, feeling your left knee lift away from the floor. And then from here, as you look up towards the thumb, spin the thumb to the back of the room, extend through the shoulder, and then bend the elbow, let the arm drop behind the back, just like those right fingers were trying to find the floor. Keep sitting deep into the right thigh, lifting the left knee away from the floor, finding a little more of that twist. Take an inhale, let it out, then reverse the process. Reach the arm back up towards the sky first, spin the thumb back to the front of the room, and then take the hand to the earth to step your right foot back to a plank position. Get strong in the plank, spread apart the shoulder blades, with the tailbone tuck under the belly, draw in. Take a breath. As you exhale, we lower, biceps wrap forward, elbows bend slowly, we lower to the floor. Then 10 toenails press down as you roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest, find cobra pose. Exhale, head will drop, toes will tuck, knees will lift. Then we'll find a push-up, keep elbows drawing towards your body as you press up and back. Nice one. Just take a single breath. From here, let your heels rise. As you walk forward, walk slowly. Try and press your palms flat the entire way there, or as long as is possible right now. Inhale, we lift halfway, maybe come onto the fingertips. Exhale, we bow to dive forward. Inhale as we rise, pinky fingers rise first. Once we reach parallel to floor, thumbs spin up, look up, reach up. And exhale, reverse. Thumbs stay rising, then we spin and lower arms by side. Take a breath. Let it out. And then inhale, pinkies rise first. Spin the palms, look up. So you exhale, pinkies lower first, then thumbs spin down to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Left foot stays, step the right leg back long, find your lunge, ground your right palm flat. Wrap the bicep to the front of the room, press through the inner palm as you spin to reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Sit deeper in this left thigh, lift the right knee further away from the floor. Then as you look up towards your left thumb, spin the thumb to the back of the room, extend through the shoulder joint, bend the elbow, let the arm just drop behind the back. Keep bending into the left knee, lifting that right knee further away from the floor, feeling your navel pull in towards the spine. And take a breath. Let it out. Reverse the process. Reach the arm back up, spin the thumb to the front of the room, return the hand down, step back towards your plank. Heels press back, chest moves forwards, we lift away from the floor. Take an in-breath. Exhale this time, let's lower halfway, elbow squeeze in. We find chaturanga, and then untuck the toes as you straighten the arms, pull the shoulder blades back to lift the chest. And then exhale, hips lift, up and back, we find downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let it out. And with feet hip width distance apart, start to walk your hands back towards your feet. And then roll up to stand nice and easy. We're going to warm up into those shoulders a little bit more. So once you come to standing, reach the arms out towards either side. Spin the right thumb so it points down towards the floor. Take the arm behind the back. Working to shimmy the right hand up the length of the spine, any amount, as much as it will go right now. And then with the left arm, spin your left thumb down, take the arm behind the back and see if left hand can catch maybe your right forearm, or maybe shimmy it across to catch the elbow. And then from there, once you've got it, just start to gently allow your left ear to drop towards your left shoulder, to feel that stretch through the right side of your neck a little bit more. Slowly bringing your head back to center. We're going to keep this right arm behind the back. If we can, just release your left arm down by the side. And with your gaze forward, standing in your left foot, start to bring the right knee towards your chest and flex your right toes up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to come into a gentle twist here, working to keep that right hand behind the back. Take your left hand to catch the outside of your right knee. Start to gently peel and turn your chest to the right-hand side of the room. So finding a little twist with that gentle half bind. Right toe still flexing towards you. Right shoulder peeling back. If you want to challenge your balance, take the gaze back over your right shoulder. Take an inhale where you are. Stay for the out breath. And gently turn your torso back to center, releasing your right leg and letting your right arm rest down by the side. Stretch your left hand over your chest for a moment. Take some very slow, very big, controlled circles. And we'll just go 3. So just allowing that shoulder to rinse out, but moving slowly rather than fast, so the movement is controlled rather than forced. Nice work. Then reset for the opposite side. So this time as you reach the arms out, left thumb will spin down first, left arm will move behind the back. We'll work to shimmy the hand up. And then the right thumb will spin down, right arm will move behind the back. You work to catch either your forearm or you find a little more space to catch the elbow. Whatever's there for you, it doesn't really matter. And whatever you've got, you lift the chest up nice and high. Let your right ear fall to your right shoulder. Find a little more length through the left side of your neck. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the head back through center. Then standing into your right foot with your gaze forward, bring your left knee towards your chest. Let your right arm release. If you're like me and you're wearing baggy pants, maybe you need to pick up your left pant leg a little bit too, so that it feels a little more comfortable for you to lift the leg. Right hand will wrap around the left knee. We'll stand tall through the right leg and start to turn the chest towards the left-hand side of the room. So this half bind does make the balance more challenging. That is the point. You're trying to find a stretch through the very deep muscles of the shoulder and the rotator cuff. Just know you can come out of it at any time if it starts to feel pinchy. And if you're still with us, just one last breath. And bring your torso back through center. Release your left leg down. Gently release your left arm. Right hand can rest across the chest. 3 very big, very slow, very controlled circles. 1, for 2, and 3. From here, just allow yourself to fold over your thighs and shuffle your feet a little wider than hip width distance. So we're going to come to our first bind here in the forward fold. I find this one's the least intense out of majority of the binds in the yoga practice. So with your feet nice and wide, just start to move the hips from side to side. So as your hips shift off to the right, maybe you bend into the right knee a little bit, but you keep the left leg straight. And as you shift the hips off to the left, maybe the left knee bends, but the right leg stays straight. And just get comfortable leaning a little more weight from one side to the next. So the direction your hips are going, you want to bend into that knee. So at the moment I'm bending into the left knee as my hips are shifting to the left. And from here I'm bending into the right knee as I shift the hips off to the right. And coming back towards center, take your right fingertips in front of you. Just rest them down directly underneath your head. So the right hand's in the center of the mat. And then we're going to reach the left arm up towards the sky. As we do, bend into the right knee, send the hips off towards the right-hand side, just like we did before. As you look up towards your left hand, spin your left thumb to the back of the room, extend through the shoulder joint, bend the elbow, let the left arm drop behind the back. Nice one. Now from here, look down. Hover your left hand off the mat. Internally rotate that left shoulder. Try and move your hand towards the back wall of the room, and if you can, take the hands to meet behind or on the outside of your left leg. You may be grasping fingertips. The left hand may be holding the right wrist. Or maybe the hands are really close but not quite there, and you're just making fists with the hands individually, and maybe the knuckles are touching.
You could even grab a handful of your shirt or your pants. But keep that left shoulder lifting up. Keep bending into the right knee. Take one last breath. And release the bottom hand first. Reach the left arm back up towards the sky. Spin the thumb to the front and let the arm rest down. Nice work. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. We'll set for our opposite side. So lift the chest halfway. Left hand underneath the chest. Bend into the left knee. Lean the hips off to the left as you reach the right arm up towards the sky. From here, spinning the right thumb to the back of the room, extending through the shoulder, letting the elbow bend the arm drop behind your back. And then from here, bend your left elbow, internally rotate, so pour out the milk, move the fist to the back wall of the room. Maybe the arms can meet behind the back. Again, it may be fingertips for you, maybe right wrist or right hand catching the left wrist. You may just have a little bit of fabric or making fists with the hands, but really bend into that left knee, keep peeling the right shoulder up, maybe even look up towards the ceiling here. Take an inhale. Release your left arm first. Reach your right arm back up towards the sky. And spin the thumb, set the arm down. Inhale, take a halfway lift, shuffle feet, hip width distance, and then walk your hands to the top of the mat. We will find downward facing dog. Nice work. Hopefully those shoulders are nice and warm. Take an inhale. Let it out. And reach the right leg up nice and high as you breathe in. Flex the toes towards you. Then lifting left heel, pull right knee to chest, step right foot between the hands, and drop the back knee down. From here, walk both hands inside your right foot and start to sit your chest down a little bit lower. So in a moment, we work towards Parsvakonasana, side angle pose, working for the bound variation, or it could just be a half bind for you, and that's completely fine. Just note, to get deeper into the bind, we want to sit deeper in the lunge, not just let the chest lower to the floor. When we come to this bind, the left shoulder is really peeling up, and the chest wants to be turning to the left-hand side of the room. So with your chest nice and low to start with, push your right palm into the floor, inside your right foot, and then press against the earth. So the back of your right arm and the inside of your right leg are pressing against each other. Just have your left fingertips resting on the floor. From here, back knee will lift off the mat, back heel will drop down. Nice straight line from your front heel to the inner arch of your back foot. And then from this space, push through your right hand, reach your left arm up towards the sky. As you look up, spin that left thumb to the back of the room, extend through the shoulder, let the arm drop behind the back. So again, to find the bind, we sit deeper in the lunge, not dropping of the chest. Not dropping the chest. So sit deeper in your lunge. If you can, internally rotate that right shoulder. Take the arm behind the back. Maybe the hands meet. Maybe left hand catches hold of the right wrist. Maybe you're just making fists or you're catching a bit of fabric on your shirt. But you're still sitting deep in that right thigh, peeling that left shoulder up towards the ceiling to find that bind. Keep the legs strong, so left leg is straight, right knee is bending deeply. For 5, 4, 3, 2, on. Release your right arm first, left arm back up towards the sky, and then soften both hands to the mat. Drop your back knee, send your hips back, straighten through your left leg. Wow, really well done. Shake out the right leg here. Nice work. If that worked, fantastic. If not, we have another opportunity to bind in a moment. So from here, we're going to move back towards the lunge, lining your fingertips in line with the right foot. Sit deep in the right thigh. And our right foot's going to stay where it is. You're going to pop off the left foot, swing it out in front of you, and sit down. From here, right knee will bend up first, trying to aim the right knee towards the front of the room, having sitting bones grounding equally, and taking left foot outside the right thigh. So allowing yourself to sit up nice and tall. And then from here, start by wrapping your right arm around your left leg, using your left fingertips to push and lift the chest, and the exhale to turn the chest towards the left-hand side of the room. That could be enough for you. You could stay here. If you want to work deeper, left hand to push against the outside of the left thigh. Right arm will work its way to the outside of the left thigh. Use that left hand for support here. Again, fingertips behind you to peel the shoulder back.
And if you want to work towards the bind, straighten that right arm, internally rotate, so pour out your milk, work to bend the elbow and see if your right arm can work its way through that gap between the legs. And if you find that, you can stay, or if you want to take it further, reach left arm back behind you, pour out the milk, extend through the shoulder, bend the elbow to take the arm behind the back. We can keep both sitting bones grounded, chest lifting, and gaze back over your left shoulder. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Gently release the hands. Set left fingertips down. Release your right arm. Unravel to the opposite side. Fingertips to the earth. Bend the elbows. Let your chest drop. And as you rise, parallel your right shin to the top edge of the mat. Cross your left shin in front. Feet stack underneath the knees. Shins moving away from the body. And from here, feet flex. Lift the chest. Take a breath. Exhale, you walk your arms forward any amount to find any version of a fold. Letting your head drop. Last inhale. And as we work our way back up, we'll very, very gently make our way back towards downward facing dog, simply by drawing heels in towards you, rocking forward, grounding the hands, and stepping the feet back one at a time. A little pedal out through the feet when you get there. Take a breath in. Let it out. And inhale, left leg will rise high. Exhale, we step the left foot in between the hands, drop the back knee. So you'll be able to see the bind a little better on this side. Both hands will work their way inside that left thigh. Work to sit and drop the chest lower to start with, pressing the left palm inside that left foot. And as you push against the earth, the back of the left arm will press against the inside of the left thigh. Right fingertips just resting off the right hand side. Back knee will lift, back heel will drop, but we'll continue to sit deep in the left thigh. Then from here, push through the left hand, spin and reach the right arm up towards the sky. From here, right thumb will spin towards the back wall of the room. We'll extend through the shoulder, drop the arm behind the back. And then either staying here in the half bind or working your way deeper into your lunge, internally rotating at that left shoulder, taking the left arm behind the back. Maybe right hand catches hold of the left wrist, fingertips are touching, you make fists, or grab a little bit of fabric on your shirt or your pants. Keep sitting deeper into that left thigh, keep peeling that right shoulder up, and allowing yourself to be here for a count of 5, for 4, 3, 2, and on 1. Gently releasing left hand down first, reaching right arm back up, spinning the thumb forward, and then dropping both hands down, dropping your back knee, sending the hips back and straightening that left leg. Wow, really well done. Let your hips just move from side to side for a moment. Let your head drop. And then slowly starting to lift your chest, bending your left knee just enough to set the foot flat. As the back knee rises, fingers line with the left foot stays, swing the right leg out in front and lower down. Left knee will bend up first, left knee facing the front of the room, sitting bones grounding evenly, and then right foot rests outside your left thigh. As you find your upright seat, wrap your left arm around the right thigh, use your right fingertips for support, lift your chest, take a breath. Exhale to peel and twist over the right shoulder. choosing to stay here, or if we are working into that deeper variation, left elbow works its way outside the right thigh. Of course, you can use your right hand to press against your right thigh to find a little more connection. And then if we're working towards the bind, left arm will straighten, spin the thumb down, bend the elbow. Maybe that hand can shimmy, wiggle, adjust its way through that hole in your legs. And then if you're working to bind, right arm extends behind you, thumb spins down, extend through the shoulder, take the arm behind the back. Sitting bones equally grounded, chest lifting, gaze back over your right shoulder. Be here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you release, right fingertips rest down, release your left arm. Wiggle yourself around to the left-hand side, bend the elbows, let the chest lower. As we come back up to a seat, left shin runs parallel to the top edge, right shin crosses in front. Feet stack underneath, hips moving away from shins. Little flexion through the feet, lift that chest up. Take a breath. And exhale, 2, forward.
So the shoulders have done a lot of work today. Maybe just resting your knuckles on the earth, letting your palms face up, your fingers naturally curl in. Take one last breath.
Slowly we rise. As you lift, take your time just to extend your legs out long in front of you and give them a little bit of a shake out. And the shoulders have done quite a lot, so we are just going to lower down onto the back and allow ourselves to come down towards rest. I want you to really feel the shoulder blades hugging back towards each other. The fingers naturally curling in. Shoulder blades squeezing. Allowing yourself to get as heavy as you can on the mat. Allowing yourself to rest. It's so important to try and have healthy and strong shoulders. Especially in the yoga practice, we spend so much time downward facing dog, plank pose, chaturanga. So many of these spaces are really, really challenging on the shoulder. They focus a lot on flexion. So when we come towards binding and we're working a lot on that shoulder extension, it can be a little uncomfortable. It's a little different. It's not as common, but just as important. Your body, your mind, your breath to completely rest and slow down. As always, I invite you to stay as long as you have today. Of course, any comments or questions, leave them below. But if not, enjoy your Shavasana. I'll see you again soon. Peace.